or afternoon, depending on wherever you are. I'm saying good morning because I'm beginning my day here after all of my things I do to get started for the day. So I wanted to chat with you guys about this. The narcissist will look for you and everyone. And for those of you that are new here, I am a professional intuitive empath and a sidekick to a part-time job, which is being a narc slayer. Okay, so I've had a lot in my life. You guys know that. And if you clicked on this video, you've probably had a few too. Let's get right into it. The narcissist will look for you in everyone and everywhere. Now, you think that's an interesting thought, Monette. Maybe it's just conjecture. Maybe it's just something you're trying to tell me not to feel bad because I'm still struggling with the breakup or whatever the case may be. Guys, we all go through the stages of separating from a narcissist and maybe having issues of codependency and addiction with the trauma bond. If you are here, you know what these words mean. The thing about it is, though, is that the narcissist not only tries to recreate you with a new supply, but they're also seeking you in every face that walks by. It's not just a new supply. We get really caught up on the new supply because of the triangulation and the abuse that's done in that case. But the truth of the matter is the narcissist is always looking for your beautiful face, my loves. For hello for whoever's popped in so far. The narcissist is already always looking for your beautiful face. Now, you say, Monette, how do you know that? Again, are you just doing the good mom thing and giving us an emotional hug and saying, it's okay, honey, they'll never find someone as good as you? Well, honey, that part is partially true. I'm not just trying to blow sunshine up your skirts, ladies and gentlemen, but I am telling you the truth. And for the narcissist, it will hurt. They are looking for you in everyone. Now, let's talk about this. How do I know? Because my narcissist told me so. Hey, good morning, Carolyn. And I can't see it because of the angle of the phone, but Sanders, I think. Hi, whoever is here. So good to join me. So good to have you join me. Excuse me. All right. I will go through at the end and read all comments and we'll have a little chat if there's anything that you have a question about. Back to the message at hand. So, the narcissist said, I knew several of them, not just one or two. That's the thing. It's unfortunate. Were always telling me that I am out in the world and I'm looking for you. The way that my the most recent disconnection, which recent is years ago now, guys, which is isn't that beautiful to say? When you're years out of narc abuse, you have such clarity in your head and you're like, oh my God, I get it. But years and years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, as I knew that we were devolving into what was happening and I could see the discard coming, and I was like, I'm gonna get out of here before you do. Um, what I realized is that she would come back from dates and she would tell me, I've been looking for you. Now it reminds me of a Christian song. I've been searching for you. Yeah, it's Kirk Franklin, and that's not the key. Please forgive me. But it's a great choir song. In any case, she would tell me after every single date that she went on, after every toxic encounter she had with other narcissists that she was attracting, that she was looking for me. This was when she was in a vulnerable state. That's the thing I want you to pay attention to. What are the things that your narcissist does relate to you prior to the discard? And even if you are no longer with them, which I pray you're not if you're on this channel, think back to the year or two before you guys separated or whatever happened with you and remember the things that they said because people will always tell us our truths. That narcissist, when she was drunk and vulnerable and also sober too, many sober conversations where she said, there's no one else like you. Who's going to love me? Specifically, the quote was, who's going to love me like my best friend can? And has done. Now, for that narcissist, yes, that was the best and that was the most fun, but that part of her life is done, meaning she'll not have that experience again. And it's not because we're so magical together, it's because empaths, we give a certain kind of love. We give love, we give good love, more love than most people have ever seen. And certainly our love is a narcissist wet dream. So, when she would tell me that, I would listen to her. So she would be dating guys, she would be dating girls, but she was dating people who she was holding me up next to. Why is that? Because we enable our narcissist. Oh, you didn't think I was going to tell the truth and shame the devil on this fine day? Yes, I am. We, as empaths and codependents, that's a synonymous word when we haven't ascended or healed, will be in situations where we enable our narcissists so they don't get to feel the ramifications of their piss poor toxic behavior and chicanery. So, and buffoonery and foolery and all of the other words that end with E, okay? So we do that for them. We are a buffer for them for the world. So even though she didn't think that I knew what she was doing, which was searching for a new supply, she was taking mental notes and coming back to dry an eye at the end of the night because she was in the thick of the fight with the real world that didn't want to deal with her bullshit, that didn't think it was attractive, cute, or endearing, that she was ahead game. Yeah. So and a sociopath, really. Now maybe that relates to some of you guys here. Did your narcissist let you know how much they knew you cared? The narcissists know how much we care, and that is not replicated anywhere. Nowhere else are they going to find that, guys. So that's why your narcissist will always be looking for them, because you gave them the sweetest, deepest kind of energy that they've ever had and the most real and authentic connection that they've ever had. It is also why they are seeking you in other sexual partners. If it's not just platonic, mine was platonic, regarding being a friend and whatnot. For some of you guys that had lovers, the way that we love empath, it doesn't mean that you have to be any porn star. I can't even name them all because they're also problematic now and going to jail and being me too. But it doesn't mean that you have to be any of the very toxic porn stars, or maybe the ones that you like that aren't toxic, excuse me, in order to be the best lover. Empath, what makes us great lovers is that we connect, and connection is always what elevates sex. Message, y'all know I got to slip in some self-empowerment and sacral chakra energy here for you, associated with the color orange. Please get that in your life if you want to get your vibration there right. It's about creativity. So here's the deal. When we merge with someone, we are anticipating what they're needing. So for those of you in the sexual connection, when the narcissist is looking for you in other people, they are trying to get the same kind of extraction of energy, right? They were using you as a source and a supply, and they are trying to get the, hey, soft water, hey, sweet pea, hey, Sala. Hey, I'm doing well. It's so good to see you guys all on here. The narcissist is trying to get the most premium supply. Empath, your sexual energy is premium supply because we anticipate the needs of our partners. So I've dated both girls and guys, and I've dated studs and femmes if I've dated girls. So I'm going to talk about them real quick, meaning feminine women that were very girly and women that presented more masculine as men, even women that were very girly but very masculine. So I've had the full range regarding women and dating. And so one of the things that comes to me regarding the studs specifically, and I'm going to let you guys roll this into the example here for you, is that there are some people that I would initially be with, and not all of them were narcissists. Let's just say maybe they were toxic, but I would be with them and they were not used to having anybody do anything for them or really merge with them or figure out what their sexual energy is, right? They had a certain rule and that's how it was going to be. But empath, we come in with a different kind of energy. And by the time those relationships were over, whether they ended toxically, goodly, or badly, the two that I dated specifically would look at me. I dated three very masculine women, but the two that I dated specifically, I remember looked at me. Actually, all three of them did. Girl, now wait a minute now. And pat yourself on the back for that. All three of them were like, who's going to love me like this? The things that they wouldn't allow or didn't want or weren't comfortable with, I intuited how to transmute and help them heal. Our sex is healing, empath. So if you were sleeping with a narcissist, it's the best they ever had. I don't care if you don't think you hit the flips and the tricks and you didn't do the bojangles just like this or that. I promise you it was the best they had. And let me tell you why. Now it doesn't hurt if you actually enjoy it, for those of you guys that have high sex drives. But for those of you that don't, you are a lover, you are a kind person, you are seeing into them. One of the tactics with narcissists and sexual energy is they will cut it off, right? They start to be very controlling and they withhold sex. That crazy wild sex you may have had in the beginning dissipates rather quickly as their need for controlling you intensifies and ramps up. But the point of me saying all of that is whether you're getting the controlling sex from the narc or you're having the good sex with the narc in the beginning, you are affecting them differently. You are touching a deeper part of their heart. When those women said that to me at the end of whatever our relationships turned out to be, I remember one, and I've said this before, literally like sitting on my lap facing me with her legs around me. Now, this is a Stez. She would never want this known, and she doesn't know my channel exists or know anything about this. But she hugged me, and we were face to face, and she said, "Who is going to love me like you?" And she meant all the ways, y'all. We're still during the day, so this is not after hours, so there won't be cursing and bawdiness today. Maybe later tonight, check back in. But the energy was very powerful. I'll never forget that moment because I learned something about my gifting and myself, and I want you to learn it and own it as well. So stop doubting yourself. If you're like, well, the new supply, and fuck the new supply. Oh, I said I was not going to do that after till later. Well, F the new supply. Y'all know how I feel about that. It's not because they're getting anything more major or better than you. It's because it's a new, vibrant, sparkly, shining thing to do, and they will instantaneously be bored. Now, back to you. They're looking for you everywhere. They're looking for you in that new supply, yes, over there, but they're looking for you in every connection with their parents, with their kids. They want you to have the same, or they want them to have the same level of tolerance that you did for them. So that's what you need to understand about that. Do not ever forget it. And I don't want you to lose your head thinking, um, this is something here they're saying. Don't lose your head thinking you should have properly vetted. What I'm hearing about that is this. Each of us that have had a narcissist in our life learned lessons from it, right? And we transmute lessons. God knows that we can handle it. We are earth angels. We are here. And I just want you to be very aware of that. You a lot of us beat ourselves up after. I certainly did, especially with this last one, because I had dealt with the other malignant narcs and called them out right away. I dealt with a covert narc who got away with murder for such a long time until I opened my eyes because I was blinded by my love, my care, and devotion for her energy, her family, her kid, all that stuff. So for you guys, you want to maybe give yourself a break. When I got out of it, I had a lot of the forgiveness and watershed moments for me were when I was mad at myself. I wasn't even mad at her. I was like, a narc is gonna narc. Why did I not see that? So I want you to forgive yourself for doing what you think wasn't your part and not understanding and being able to see ahead that this was happening to it happened to you because there was a lesson to learn and there was something magical to extract. You were going to transmute the monkey energy that was on your back from the narcissist. So yes, they affect you, but it's not because they're meant to take you out. It's not supposed to be something that removes you from loving in the future. Come on, guys, because we all shut down our heart. Anybody that gets hurt says, I'm never going to do that again. Myself included. I think there's video evidence here of it. But the truth of the matter is, love is everything. And, my loves, you are created and designed for love. If you're listening to this video, if you're on this live, you are meant to have love and thrive. And that's something that when we get hurt in repeated cycles with narcissistic abuse until we learn better and evolve through it, we think that we are destined and doomed. I have had, like I've said, some of the worst experiences, not just with narcissists, but with people that were mean. I actually have a lesson coming up about that. What did the mean themes in your life teach you? Because empaths, we had a lot, and I'd love to chat about that with you. But the thing about it is I've had terrible treatment, but that doesn't mean I ever gave up on love. And in this last time, when someone was so devious and sneaky with me, and so it was so unnecessary. It's hilarious now. I look back and I'm like, girl, you did all that for what? But the point is that you hear me, guys? For those of you that have been here with me on the journey, this is a different energy than I had. And that's what I want you to understand. The hate dissipates. It doesn't mean that I will ever let that person come within any radius of me in my life, but it means that I'm not going to let her toxicity and lack of poverty consciousness bleed into me and cause me strife. Empath, we are the transmuters and the people that change others' life. So we can't let a remnant or the stain of a past situation change us and keep us stagnant from being loved just right. It is your birthright to be loved. It is your birthright to be embraced. It is your birthright to have good best friends and good energies that are in your face, that are not trying to cause you disgrace, that are not trying to put you in your place and teach you a lesson, that are not caught up on your race. Message. That was a message for me. That's another theme that I've had. That's the theme in my life that I've had. And so what I want you to understand is that yes, they'll look for you in everyone, boo, but they're never going to find you because there is only one you. And there is only one empath who helped them transmute. There is only one empath who was sent in to help them learn how to better shoot at their goals, at their aims, at their dreams, and their wishes. It's not your fault, empath, that they treated you like you were useless people in their life. That is what narcissists do. And that's why they never come to the light. That doesn't mean that that's where you get stuck. It does mean that after you escape them, you have not just better luck, you have the best. Uh, Good, better, best. Never let it rest till you make your good better and your better best. My mom would say that good, better, best. Never let it rest till you make your good better and your better best. A very West Indian thing. You were more than good to the narcissist in your life, right? Or the ex or whoever was toxic. Does that mean that you don't get a chance to fly, to soar, to have more? Of course you do. I want to ask you to embrace that. I want to invite you to the place where you can find love, a new boo, and or if it's not a new boo, self-respect just for you. Because really, empath, that's where it starts. When you walk away, that's you saying to the universe, I do love myself. I do deserve to have good energy in my life, and I don't accept that this is the final destination or the last stop, because it's not. Now, while you're out finding your self empowerment and your magical, juicy energy, your narcissist is out trying to find another empath filled with that delicious empathy. And they will not. It was such a cool experience what I went through. I know that sounds crazy to say, but because I would call it like a reverse engineered or reverse engineered breakup. I knew what was going to happen, so I got to get all the closure I needed while it was still in existence. If some of you guys are still with the narcissist, and you have been through this abuse before, this is not for the faint of heart. If you have not dealt with narcissistic abuse, I don't think you should ever try to outmaneuver your narcissist, because you're just not going to know what to do. The reason I understood that is unfortunately because I've had a few. Does that make sense? But because of that, I got to hear everything I needed to hear. I know exactly how she feels because she told me all the time. And that means that it put not just peace to my mind when I left, because I was going to leave either way, right? Without fucking regrets, guys. But it means that I have something to teach you. And that's something I want you to do. So each one teach one. I'm going to ask you guys to pass this forward. When you're talking with someone else and find yourself in the position of counseling, or even in this comment section, please leave your story, because you guys don't know how many times I get letters from people that are like, oh my gosh, I read the comment section. This resonated with me so much. I love seeing you guys create community down there. That's what we're here for. Your narcissist wanted to go explore. All narcissists want to go explore, guys. I hate the your, because we have to identify they were a person in our life, but the narcissist wanted to go explore, and let them be fucking conquistadors. They're never going to find what they're looking for, because there's only one source, there's only one supply. That energy came from you, from thy. Okay. I love you guys so much. I've got clients coming up here in a few minutes. I got to get my Nespresso going here. Otherwise, I'm going to be no good. So, this was Sans coffee, guys. So, if it sounded a little off, then you understand. Caffeine matters. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I'm going to take a look and see what's going on the comments. Hey, Jenny. Jenny says, some people tell me, how are you? Nobody's going to the online. This is NARC. Jenny, hey, I don't want to attract any ex or any unloving people. Have been dealing with another who want to deal with me. That's right. Yeah, that's it. All right, Jenny, it is so nice that you got to pop in, and I love it too, Carolyn. All right, guys, I will be on, I think, later. I have a few messages that have been downloaded. I wrote them down. Sometimes they come really fast, but I'm going to go get my coffee going. So good to have you join me. Come back and join me next time, and we will continue to evolve together.